नमस्कार। ओम अलख अंश अवतार राजराजेश्वरी श्री शारिका भगवती अलकेश्वरी माता श्री रूप भवानी सदा सर्वदा सहाय। माँ के चरणों में कोटि कोटि नमन एवं प्रणाम व उनके 400वें प्रकाश उत्सव के पावन अवसर पर सभी को बधाई एवं हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। इस पुनीत अवसर पर साहिबे सरकार अलकेश्वरी माता श्री रूप भवानी से प्रार्थना है कि वह प्रकृति को शांत होने की आज्ञा दे, संपूर्ण मनुष्य एवं जीवों को आरोग्य एवं दीर्घायु होने का आशीर्वाद दे तथा समृद्धि, वैभव एवं ऐश्वर्य प्रदान करके विवेकपूर्ण सन्मार्ग पर चलने के लिए प्रेरित करें। धन्यवाद। विनीत समस्त माता श्री रूप भवानी श्रद्धालु समूह।
Alkeshwari Mata Shri Roop Bhawani. First sadhana chakra at Chishme Sahibi. After leaving her in-laws' house for good, Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji chose Chishme Sahibi Asthapan, a secluded spot in deep jungle, away from the maddening crowd of the world, to start her first cycle of long sadhana of over 50 years at different places. At Chishme Sahibi, she meditated for 12 and a half years. Not many details about Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji's tapasya at Chishme Sahibi Asthapan are known to us. It is generally believed to be sacred sadhana Agyatwas. This place in early 1600 AD was a dense forest, infested with wild animals and deadly snakes. It was thus a place which was out of bounds for common people who would hardly venture into such an area. Since Mata wanted to remain in absolute solitude and in retirement from humdrum activities of life, she chose a place by the side of pristine spring in the lap of nature for her augur intense tapasya. Chishme Sahibi Asthapan is situated at Zabarwan mountain range. The pre-Islamic name for this mountain range was Vastarvan, and some ancient manuscripts also refer it as Gopadri Hills. The south end of this mountain range lies in Pampur and north end lies in Gandharbal. The highest peak of this range is Mahadev Peak, meaning mountain of Mahadev. Mahadev Peak forms distant background of the eastern range. The famous Shankaracharya temple is built on central part of this range, with Durganag temple, Zeshta Devi temple, Gupta Ganga and numerous pre- and post-historical ruins of Hindu and Buddhist viharas scattered around this mountain range. In 1650 AD, Pari Mahal was built on the ruins of Buddhist monastery by Dara Shikoh, a Mughal prince and son of Shah Jahan. Dara Shikoh translated Upanishads from Sanskrit into Persian language. He also converted an ancient Buddhist monastery into school of astrology. The Vastarvan was abode of many saints, rishis, and they used this place for intense austerity and meditation. Chishme Sahibi Asthapan overlooks abode of Mata Sharika Bhagwati, situated across the Dal Lake. On the other bank is Hari Parvat Hillock. This abode of Divine Mother, also referred to as Pridman Peeth. This might also have been the reason why Mata Roop Bhawani chose this place to start her first Agyatava sadhana, the first cycle of her tapasya from this place. Mata Shri Roop Bhawani built an Amrit Kund at this place using her yogic powers, which is functional even today. The Amrit from this Kund has medicinal powers. Many people have felt the eternal presence of Alkeshwari at this place, much after her Mahanirvana. During the Dogra rule, Maharaja Gulab Singh or Maharaja Ranbir Singh, can't confirm which one, gifted a tract of land in forests at the foothills of Gopadari in the name of Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji, as it was highly Puntapostals, where Mata Alkeshwari had meditated for a long time. This tract of land was allotted in the SHRI Roop Bhawani lies Mahalakshmi Mata Bhagwati Devi. When Maharaja Hari Singh, the Dogra ruler of Kashmir, decided to shift his place from Shergadi to present-day Gupkar Palace, all the land around this place was acquired and inhabitants shifted and settled elsewhere. A small tract of land was, however, allowed to be retained for Roop Bhawani Asthapan. After the formation of Sri Alak Saiba Trust in 1934 AD, the trust started to look after its maintenance. After change of government in 1947, this Asthapan land was even illegally occupied by government milk supply scheme Srinagar, Kashmir. They were in need of water, and presuming that the spring at this place can fulfill their water needs, they tried their best to dig deep, cast bore well near the spring. This scar of an open cast well is the most ugly spot on the Asthapan premises even today. On completing her intense austerities, tapasya, Chishme Sahibi for 12 and a half years, Alak Saiba Mata, Shri Roop Bhawani decided to move out from here. Second sadhana chakra of 12 and a half years at Manigam and Vachun in the deep forest just above Manigam. Travelling along the Zabarwan range from Chishme Sahibi and moving northwards towards Gandarbal, she reached a place called Vachun in a deep forest above Manigam village. Mata Shri Roop Bhawani chose this place for a second phase of her 12 and a half years of meditation, almost doing half circumambulation pradakshina around the Hari Parbat Hillock, the divine seat of Mata Sharika Bhagwati. Alak Saiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani travelled the whole of Zabarwan range, paying her obeisance to Lord Mahadeva at Harmukh, to Lord Ganesha at Ganeshwar, and other religious places en route. If we see the satellite images of Kashmir Valley and observe the contours of this area, Vachun is at higher elevation than the rest of the Tapos hills. Vachun is a place situated at the northern end of Gandarbal along Vastarvan mountain range. Her hermitage and Vachun was within the dense forest just above Manigam village. Not much is written or spoken about the austerities of Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji at this place, as it was her second sadhana. Nobody knew about her presence in the area in the deep forest till a cowherd boy saw her meditating at this place. Cows of villagers of nearby Manigam village for grazing in forest pastures and used to bring them back in the evening. He observed one of the cows from the huge herd go alone in a different direction than rest of the herd. After a few days, cowherd boy followed the cow as its owner, this village, was accusing of stealing the cow's milk, as this cow did not yield milk after returning from grazing. One day, cowherd boy decided to follow the cow. He saw the cow walking deep inside the forest and stopped outside a small hut. A saintly lady with a bowl in her hand came out, placed an earthen bowl on ground. The cow filled the container with milk on her own and started her return journey, unmindful of the presence of cowherd, to join the rest of the herd. On returning to the village in the evening, cowherd narrated the whole incident to the villagers. The village did not believe him and brought this incident to the notice of the village patwari, named Pandit Atmaram, a simple man of saintly disposition. He asked cowherd to narrate to him the detail, what he saw in the forest. He narrated the whole incident in detail to Pandit Atmaram. Atmaram was perplexed to hear this, and he decided that he will go with the cowherd in the morning to see that place for himself, so as to ascertain the truth of the story. Pandit Atmaram, accompanied by few villagers, were taken to that particular spot by the cowherd boy. They were surprised to see a young saintly lady, yogini, in deep meditative position sitting inside a small hut. Pandit Atmaram was spellbound to see the hut glowing with dazzling light, emitting from the face of Shri Roop Bhawani. Seeing this miracle with his whole eyes, Pandit Atmaram at once understood that he was standing in front of not any ordinary lady, but a yogini, a saint of the highest order and realized soul. He fell at her feet and requested Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji to accompany him to the village. He said, Mata, please come down to the village and stay at my home. I shall provide separate place for you to do sadhana, and that no one will disturb you, but please come with me. Mata said to him, I am happy where I am. I am free from worldly bondage. My presence in your house will put you to a lot of trouble. Pandit Atmaram replied, Mata, I am ready to face all troubles, but you please come to stay at my home in the Manigam village. Mata Shri Roop Bhawani finally agreed to move from Vatshan forest to the house of Pandit Atmaram in Manigam village. She accompanied Pandit Atmaram to his house, and with this her Agatwas came to an end. Mata Shri Roop Bhawani stayed in secluded room provided by Pandit and remained in total isolation from his family. She spent her days in meditation and would take only a bowl of milk from the family for her food. Pandit Atmaram only would enter the room and have her darshan. During her stay at Pandit Atmaram's house, the pious Pandit faced great hardships and misfortune, and he was reduced to abject poverty, but he continued to serve Mata with devotion. However, with the grace of Mata, he was able to overcome his hardships and decided to marry his son. With the arrival of new daughter-in-law, second spell of Mata Roop Bhawani's 12.5-year sadhana chakra came to an end, and she decided to move away from Manigam. She moved towards west of Manigam to a place called Lar. Third sadhana chakra of 12.5 years at village Lar by the side of Lar Canal. On reaching Lar village, Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji got a small hut built on the banks of Lar Canal, also known as Shah Canal, for her hermitage to start her third cycle of 12.5 years of sadhana and intense meditation. One of her aunts, who was living in this village with her family, she and her sons are said to have taken care of her meager needs during her stay at Lar. A Muslim Sufi saint, Shah Sadiq Qalandar, also used to live and practice austerities in this village and had his hermitage on the opposite bank of the canal. One day, the Sufi saint saw Mata Roop Bhawani walking on the surface of water of Shah Canal. This scene puzzled him, as he never expected a lonely lady to walk on water with ease. He called out to her and inquired who she was. What was her name? Alkeshwari said to him, My name is Rupa, rough. Shah Qalandar said, Cross over to this side, I shall make you gold. This statement of Shah Qalandar had double meanings. One was that if you cross over to this side, I shall turn you into gold. This was his intentional meaning, which in a way conveyed that if you convert to Islam, you will turn into gold. Mata very politely replied, Oh holy man, you still seem to be held up in the glitter of gold and silver. Better for you to cross over to my side. You will become mukt. Shah Qalandar was taken aback by her reply and could immediately understand the spiritual glory of Mata Roop Bhawani. They had a series of long lectures and discussions about spirituality and different spiritual paths, but agreed that the ultimate aim of all spiritualism to know thyself. Shah Qalandar was eventually convinced about her spiritual glory and conferred on her the title of Sahib-i-Sarkar, meaning Lord of this universe. The discussion that took place between these two spiritual beings is recorded in a number of Persian manuscripts, some of which have been translated into Devanagari, Urdu and English by many scholars. On the completion of her third sadhana chakra of 12.5 years, she moved further towards west by the side of river Jhelum to reach Vaskura village to start her fourth cycle of intense meditation and sadhana there. Fourth sadhana chakra at village Vaskura. At Vaskura, just a little distance away from Jhelum river, she got a hut built for her complete and final phase of 12.5 years, continuous sadhana and deep meditative practices. Her nephew, her brother's son, Pandit Baljudar came to stay with Alak Sahiba Alkeshwar Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji and serve her and take care of her meager daily needs. He served her day and night and did not agree to return back to his parental house in Srinagar. His father, worried about the disruption in the studies of his son, came to pay a visit to his saintly sister at Vaskura. He stayed there for a few days, and when he was about to return back to Srinagar, he very politely asked Alak Sahiba he intends to take his son back with him, and his long stay with her has disrupted his educational studies, and if he does not return and resume his studies, he will just remain an illiterate and brute. Without telling anything to her brother, Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani ji called her nephew by name Bala. Hearing this name being called by her aunt, he ran immediately to her room, where she was sitting along with her brother. Mata asked the young boy to get a twig from the rose shrub. Boy brought the twig. Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani converted it into a pen with a knife herself. Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani asked him to draft a detailed petition to the Mughal ruler in Delhi, giving him the details that needed to be covered in the petition. To his father's surprise, the young boy in chaste Persian, the Mughal court language, prepared a very long and elaborate draft in Persian verse. His father was puzzled to see this miracle and fell at the feet of his sister. Mata Shri told her nephew to accompany his father to Srinagar and wait for her message from Mughal court of Delhi. The brother pleaded with his sister to let him remain with her, but she did not agree and made them both to leave for Srinagar immediately. On reaching home in Srinagar, the young boy found himself ill at ease and wanted to go back to his aunt. But within a month, he received a royal farman from the Mughal court and was called to Delhi to join Mughal court as an advisor. The young boy did join the Mughal court in Delhi on the very next position, where his skills were greatly appreciated in the Mughal court. Back to Janmasthan at Navakad. Completing her 50 years of unbroken long spell of austerities and intense meditation, 12 and a half years at Vaskura. After staying at Vaskura for a long, Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani returned to her personal house at Navakadal as one of the greatest yoginis ever produced by Kashmir Desh, after having left her in-laws' house as a young bride. As with all great sagas, who after intense meditation realized the supreme truth and eternal knowledge, Alkeshwari Mata Shri Roop Bhawani continued to hum verses and hymn extempore. These highly historic outpourings are popularly called walks in Kashmiri language. During her 50 years of long life of austerity and sadhana, all Kashmiri Pandits, and more so the Dars, treat these vakas, numbering 146, as most sacred treasure gifted to the mankind by the great yogini of 17th century Kashmir. Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani had given advance information to her devotees and close family members about her nirvana. Mata even gave darshan in Delhi to her nephew before her nirvana. Alak Sahiba Mata Shri Roop Bhawani undertook Mahanirvana on Magh Satam, 7th day of the month of Magh, the Hindu calendar in the year 1721 AD. Om Alak Sahiba.